Yeah, good evening, everyone. To confirm, you can hear me. Okay, all right, thank you. Welcome back to class. This is the week 5 of product design journey, and I want to believe you've been trying your best to catch up and to get better. And but I want to say something as regards the assignment that has been given. For the three assignments that has been given so far, the turnout for submission is very low. Do you understand? This last one, as much as it's closing tonight, I think only 4 people or 5 people have turned in their assignment. And I really realized that some people don't even know how to turn in their assignments. You need to really learn that. Meet your class rep. The two of them will should guide you on how to turn in your assignment. Because if you don't meet up with the required percentage of assignments, you won't join the boot camp. Do you understand? And at the end, you may not get your certificate. So don't say you are not informed. If you are, because you can't issue a certificate to someone that is not certified. Do you understand? So if you don't meet up with the required attendance and assignments, just know that you've automatically made your decision. Do you understand? All right, so welcome back to class. And in this week, for today's class, we'll be looking at building prototypes and looking at usability testing. I'll try to rush up the theory because I would like to design one or two screens for mobile so we can do the prototype, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be looking at web designing, like designing websites and looking at the mobile responsiveness. So hopefully we have the time today. So just let's move on. All right. So building prototypes, you understand. So in this model, we'll be looking at prototyping in Figma, smart animate and transitions. We'll be looking at creating user flow interactions. Do you understand? And also we'll be looking at usability testing, the types of usability testing, conducting remote testing, and gathering user feedback. You understand? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, Samson is ready. Joy Moa is ready. Okay, I think both of them are ready. So that's fine. All right, so let's proceed. So Buddhist prototypes. All right, wisdom. So prototyping is the bridge between design and development. It brings static screens to life. Do you understand? All those screens you've designed that is fine, that is you feel is usable, is okay. You know, they are static. Do you understand? In order to bring them to life before development is what we call prototyping. Do you understand? So it's the stage whereby you bring your design what to life. Do you understand? So it's the bridge between design and what development. So it allows designer and stakeholders to experience and test how a product works before writing a single line of code. So before developers will jump on it, your prototype will allow you yourself as a designer and stakeholders or any members of the development team or the product team can experience and test how the product works. You understand? So that's what prototype is all about. So prototyping in Figma. So since Figma is the industry standard for product design and it has a prototyping features, it suits one at that. So we'll be looking at prototyping in Figma. So what is prototype again? Prototype is an interactive model of a product that represents how users will interact with it. Don't forget, the underlying word is interactive model of what? Of your product. So it's an interactive model of your product. They want to see the experience. They want to feel the interactions, how the screens links together, how they interact with each other. So it helps designer visualize user journeys and test usability before development begins. So at this stage, you can check for usability. So you can test your the usability of your what of your product. Do you understand? So in a simple terms, a prototype makes your design real. It makes your design feel real, even before it's what developed, even before it's built by the developers. Do you understand? So it's a prototype makes your design feel what feel real. You understand? So why does prototyping matters? Number one is that it validates ideas early. It validates idea early. So you can test what works and what doesn't. You can test the functionality of your element very early. So that is before the developers will jump on it. You would have known what works and what doesn't. Do you understand? Excuse me. Another one is it improves collaboration. So stakeholders and development or any other person in the development team can see the flow, and not just see the flow, they can interact with it, they can engage with it. Do you understand? And give what? Give feedbacks. Do you understand? It improves collaboration. Another one is that it saves times and what cost. It saves times and what saves time and cost. So you fix usability issues before coding starts. Do you understand? Not that developers have wasted their time, and you now see that there are a lot of usability testing based on design. Do you understand? So via your prototype, you can save yourself or the team members or the stakeholders the hassle. Do you understand? Lastly, it helps usability testing. Users can interact and give feedback on the design. So you can actually do usability testing by any method that you feel like, and just send out your prototype link and just see how it goes with the users. Do you understand? Are we together? All right. So let's say prototyping in Figma. So prototyping in Figma allows designers to connect frames. When I'm talking about screens, I'm talking about screens. I'm talking about pages. Do you understand? It allows designers to connect frames with interactive links and what animations. So it allows you to connect your frames, your screens with interactive links and what animation. So this transforms static screens into clickable prototypes that might mimic what the app behavior. Do you understand? So the key prototype features are the connections, the link buttons or icons to other screens, just like we did last week, linking our elements or linking screens to the other screens. Do you understand? Interaction, define what happens when user click, tap, or over. Do you understand? When user want to click on an element or an action, so you define what happens when they click on it, or when they tap on it, or when they over on it. Do you understand? We have the animation features, like you add transition, like when at a particular time this element or this screen should just fade out or fade in, either to slide in or slide out, or you use another features introduced by Figma. It's called the smart animate. Do you understand? And we have the hotspot, that is interactive areas that triggers and navigations. These are the interactive points that triggers what navigations. Do you understand? So let's look at smart animate. I mentioned it the other time. And transitions. What is Smart Animate? Smart Animate is a Figma features. It was introduced by Figma, and it's a beautiful one at that. It's a Figma features that automatically animate matching layers between two frames. Don't worry, we'll look at it when once we are done with the theoretical aspect and we design one or two to three frames and screens, and we just link them together. We text the features together. So Smart Animate is a Figma feature that automatically animate matching layers between two frames. That is when like for example a status, in a first screen, in a splash screen, there's a status there. In home screen, there's a status bar there. This status bar, they are constant, they are matching layers. So you can use Smart Animate to what? So for their interaction, whereby once you link the splash screen to the in what's it called, to the welcome screen. You don't need to what? You don't need to the smart animate will be static in both. Sorry, the status bar will appear in both by what? Through via the smart animate what features. So for example, if both screens have the same profile picture layout, smart animate will smoothly transition changes like sizes, the colors or position instead of jumping abruptly. So because it it recognizes the element as both as the same, so smart animate will what will do is magic. So let's look at when to use smart animate. You understand? So you use smart animate for sliding menus. Sliding menus. You use animate for expanding cards. You understand? Especially when you are using accordions. You understand? When you select a kind of when you are maybe you've seen a kind of FAQs. You understand? Once you see the question, there will be a drop down. Once you click it, it expands. You understand? So you use it for expanding cards. You use it for button states, either over click, just like we did last week. You understand? You use it for button state, for loading animations. You understand? We use smart animate for this kind of element to or interaction, and for smooth onboarding transition, for smooth onboarding what transition from one screen of the onboarding to another screen of the onboarding. You understand? So and also we have other transition types. We have other transition types. So we have instant. So the instant is what, no animation. It's just the screen should just change immediately, instantly. You understand? And we use it for the alert, quick page, uh, a quick jump page, maybe from just like we did last week from on you are on a login screen and you want to click, you already have the login credentials, or you already logged in. Sorry, you don't have, you are not logged in yet. You can click on sign up. We use instance, and there's no animation. You just change instantly. You won't even notice it. We have the dissolve, whereby it's phasing out between screens, whereby from one this thing just fits in and fits out. Do you understand? Just for soft screens changes. This is for soft screen what? Soft screen changes. We have the moving and out transition to, whereby an element or screen slides from one direction to the other. We use it for modals, we use it for side menus too. Do you understand? We have the push or slide animation, whereby it simulates screen flow. When we use it for maybe we use it for app navigations. Do you understand? Like the back button, the next button. So also let's look at smart animate best practices. The best practice is that you keep layer names consistent across frames. I made mention that you make sure that you name your frames. You understand? So you keep layer names consistent across frames. Avoid overusing animations. You avoid overusing animation. So what we when we say that you use animations on your product, on your design subtly. Do you understand? You just use it, have a subtle animation, because too much of animation affects the the general product. So it sometimes it makes it to lag, or it makes it slow. Do you understand? So you don't overuse what animations on your product. You test animations in prototype mode before presentation. So before presenting to stakeholders or anybody, you yourself you test it in prototype mode to make sure that it works perfectly, just as you've envisaged. You understand? You prioritize user clarity over visual flair. So you don't say because you want to make your product be jumping up and down, be dancing up and down, then that will not confuse the user or takes them away from their goal. Do you understand? So you prioritize user clarity over visual flair. So one thing you need to understand, that a good prototype doesn't just look cool. It tells a clear story of interaction. That is the goal of a good prototype, to tell a clear story of interaction, not just making it look cool. Do you understand? So let's move on. Let's move on to creating user flow interaction. What is user flow? I think we've talked about it in two classes ago, or while we are talking about the low fidelity and the likes. So a user flow shows the path a user takes to complete a task, like signing up, checking out, or sending what? Sending a message. So in Figma, user flows are represented by interactive connections between screens. User flows are represented by interactive connections between screens. So they help designers test how intuitive and efficient the journey feels. So step to create what? To create user flow interaction. Number one is that you define your what? You define your goal. What task is the user completing? Are they signing up for an account, or are they checking out on a product? You understand? So you define your goal, you arrange screens logically, you arrange them. This is very important. As a product designer, you have to be very well organized. So it must be evident in your work too, not just scattered from sign up. And we are saying, okay, you already have an account, so login, and login is far-fetched, or it's down, down, down below. So you have to what? You have to arrange your work, your screen logically. Start, action, feedback, end. Do you understand? Use that format. Start, action, feedback, end. So another one is what? You link screens. You use the Figma prototype tab to what? To connect frames via buttons or icons. Another one is you set triggers, that it choose what causes the action, like the tab, the on click, the while hovering, um interaction. Do you understand? So you add transitions, you apply the smart anime features or the slide effect for realism. So when they are interacting with your product, they'll feel um um the reality with the product. Do you understand? And the last one is you preview. You use the presence mode to what? To test the flow, like what? Like a real app. Are we together? All right, so let's look at the common triggers for interaction. Number one trigger is what? The on click or the on tap. So user selects an element. It's just to what? So to click on an element, maybe the button or any other thing. Wisdom, any problem? All right, let's proceed. So another trigger is the while hovering trigger. You understand? Whereby when mouse hovers over a button, when you over a what? Over a button. You understand? Another trigger is the after delay, auto transitions after seconds. You understand? Another one is the while pressing, that is long press action. Another one is the drag trigger, whereby you swipe left or right, the swipe left or right uh, gesture. So let's look at the tips for effective user flow. So one is that you focus on clarity and purpose. Focus on clarity and purpose. So each step should what? Lead somewhere meaningful. They shouldn't be stagnant or confused or be stranded. Do you understand? So each step should lead to somewhere meaningful. Another one is what? Minimize dead ends. So every skin should connect to at least one another. Do you understand? From login, you don't have an account. Sign up. From sign up, you already have an account. Login. Do you understand? So you have to minimize dead ends. Every skin should connect to at least one another. Do you understand? So you add feedback loops, show loading success or error states. Do you understand? This gives a feedback to the user that okay, this is what is happening exactly. Not them, you leave them confused, like what's happening. You understand? This thing is not submitting. I'm clicking the submit button and it's not going. Not knowing that there is error in the form you filled or you missed a particular section. Do you understand? So you let them know. Do you understand? That's what adding feedback loops. Do you understand? Use label or arrows for complex what flows, especially in team what in team project. So a prototype is not the final product. You need to know that it's not the final product because you need to develop uh your design. So it's the most powerful way to test, learn, and refine your ideas before you commit resources. So prototype is not the final product, it's just a powerful way to test, learn, and refine what your ideas before you commit what resources. So that's that for building prototyping in Figma, smart animate and transitions, creating user flow and what interaction. Do you understand? So does anyone talk? Do you have any question before we move on to usability testing? And after this usability testing, we go into designing few screens. Or should I proceed? All right, thank you, Joy. All right, so usability testing. Usability testing is very key. So we'll be looking at the types of usability testing, conducting remote testing, and gathering user what feedback. So please pay attention. Pay attention is very important because usability testing is very key. You know, in one of the questions I gave out in the Google form for the assessment for week 1 to week 3, I asked a particular question, and the simple question is the simple answer is just usability testing. You understand? So this usability testing will make you understand a lot of things. So pay attention. So what is usability testing? Usability testing is the process of evaluating how easy and intuitive a product is for the real users. It's just the process of evaluating how easy and intuitive a product is for what? For real users. So it helps designers discover pain points, one, confusing interactions, two, and areas for improvement before the product goes live. So it helps you to what? Discover pain points, confusing interaction, and areas for improvement before the product uh, goes live. So the goal for usability testing is very simple. The goal is what? Is for you not to make users adapt to your design. So you have to design something that fits your user, because you're not the user, you're not the one using the product. So you don't just say that, okay, they should be able to let them find their way around this product. They should be able to understand this, they should be able to know this, you understand? So all you have to do as a product designer is to design something that fits your user, something that is useful and usable for your user, not something that your user will adapt to. You understand? So we have types of your usability testing. Number one is what? Usability testing comes with what? Comes in different forms, depending on what stage your product is and how much feedback you need. You understand? So the stage you are for your product and the amount of feedback needed will determine the type of usability testing you have to conduct. You understand? So number one, we have the moderated and the unmoderated testing. The moderated and the unmoderated testing. This is a usability testing. Okay, for the moderated testing, it's conducted with a facilitator guiding the user through tasks. That is, you are guiding the user through the tasks to the action to take, through the task to perform. So there is a facilitator guiding them. Okay, this is the checkout page. From checkout page, you click on okay. From the beginning, you have to select a product. You look at the product details. You understand that kind of thing. So there's a facilitator, there's a moderator guiding the user through the tasks. So you host a Zoom call and observe how user sign up on your prototype. Do you understand? So we have that's that for the moderated testing. We have the unmoderated testing. whereby users complete tasks on their own with no real-time guidance. There's no monitor, there's no facilitator. You just send your Figma prototype link and you send them a feedback form, they fill it and you get your what? Your feedback form. So the user interact with it on their own. That is what? Unmoderated testing. That is what? Unmoderated testing. So when do you use this um, type of usability testing? For the moderated testing, you use it at the early stage of your what? Of your prototype. So to observe what? Behavior closely. And the unmoderated is when testing at scale or on the finished designs. So probably you are done with your design, you cannot send the prototype link out. So that is when you use the unmoderated words, unmoderated testing. So let's go to another type of usability testing. Something, what did you say? All right, let's go to the another type of usability testing. We have the remote versus in-person what testing. When we are talking about the remote testing, all right, something. When we are talking about the remote testing, we are talking about you conducting online. It's being conducted online. You understand? Whereby participants test from anywhere. You understand? So you use tools like the Zoom, Lookback, Google Meet, and you send your Figma prototype link. So it is being conducted online. So like conducted remotely. You understand? So participants test from anywhere. We have the in-person testing, whereby this one is conducted face-to-face with users. So you invite people to a particular space, you understand, and they test the product, you understand. So a controlled development, maybe an office lab or co-working space, you invite users and they come there, you tell them you give them the prototype and they interact in your presence. So benefit of remote testing is that it has a wider reach and flexibility and easier scheduling, and is cost what effective. You understand? So why the in-person is not cost effective? Because you have to get a space, invite them, and in most times you have to give them transport fare, provide light refreshments, or depending on your capacity. You understand? So another one is the qualitative versus the quantitative testing. This is another type of usability testing. So for the qualitative testing, it's observing why users behave a certain way. So you kind of like, why did user drop off on the checkout screen? You understand? So this is a qualitative way of usability testing. You understand? We have the quantitative testing too. This is where you measure, you quantify, you're measuring what happened using data that is use quantifiable data. That is maybe 80% of users completed sign up in under 2 minutes. Do you understand? So probably you have the data analyst team, and they now told you that, okay, why using your website? There's no there, or probably the customer support or customer service team are giving reports, and they realize that, okay, we have sign up for the week, either low. So it's by data you understand that, okay, it's like there's a problem somewhere somehow. You understand? So when you combine both for what? For stronger insights. When you want to have a stronger insight, you combine both the qualitative and the quantitative testing. So another one is, which is the last one, is the explorative assessment and comparative testing. So the explorative assessment is when you want to test at the early stage. You test ideas and concepts at the early stage of your of your design. This is where we use this particular mode. You understand? You show wireframes to users and ask for feedbacks. You understand? The assessment is at the mid stage of your of your design. You test usability of prototypes. Users try out your Figma prototypes to perform a task. Do you understand? So comparative is the late stage. Do you understand? This is the last stage whereby you compare multiple versions. You test two layout to see which performs what, which performs better. So these are the types of what usability testing. So conducting remote testing, conducting remote testing, conducting remote testing. You know, remote testing is increasingly popular now, especially in this modern area and global design teams. So remote testing allows designer to get valuable feedback from diverse users without needing what? Physical contact. Do you understand? So we know we made mention of remote versus in-person usability testing. Do you understand? So how do you conduct remote testing? You conduct remote testing. So we have a step-by-step process. Number one is what? You define your objective. Be clear about what you are testing. What are the tests? What do you want the user to test? Exactly. Can user easily find and add an item to their shopping cart? Do you understand? I can remember with this, I designed a product, was it last year? And we did a what usability testing. We gave them products. Okay, can you for them to just what's it called? It's a budgeting application for them to what perform the goal, do their budgeting on the application. Do you understand? So that is the goal, and that is why we want that's the goal we want the user to perform. So you have to define your objective, be clear about what you are testing exactly. You understand? So you choose your test participants, select users that match your target audience or personals. You understand? So when we are looking at the budgeting app, we are talking about those in the HRs and everything. Do you understand? So you have to what? Select users that match your target audience or persona. So you aim for at least 5 to 7 users. So because we believe that this number is enough to uncover most usability issues. So the 5 to 7 is enough to what? To detect any issue usability wise. So the step 3 is prepare the prototype or the task. So you use tools like Figma to shape the clickable prototype. So you define the specific task. You define this FAQ section. Is it easy to find from a glance? Can you see this? Can you see that? You complete the checkout process, change your account password, and then you give feedback. Step three is what? Pick your remote testing method, either live testing. You watch users perform tasks via Zoom or Meet, recorded testing, whereby users record their screen while performing the task, or unmoderated testing, user complete tasks independently. You analyze the results. Analyze the results later on your own. And we go to step 5. Observe and take note. You pay attention when user hesitate or get stuck. You pay attention to repeated errors or confusion. You pay attention to verbal cues, like whereby they kind of sigh or what? Where is that button? Where is that button again? I can't find my button. I can't find it. You understand? You pay attention to their emotions. That is their frustration, satisfaction, and what? Their boredom. Do you understand? So, as a product designer, observation is very key. You understand? Because we believe that actions often speak louder than words. Louder than words. Do you understand? And you move on to step 6. Analyze and summarize your findings. Analyze and what? Summarize your findings. So after testing, you group insights into teams. Group insights into teams that is navigation, form design, copy clarity, and you identify critical pain points from your feedback. You understand? You prioritize issues by what? By impact, either high, medium, and low. You understand? Then you go to Step 7. You understand? You present results. Create a concise report that includes objective, method, key findings, recommendation. You have to what? Keep it visually, add screenshots, codes, and short clips to your report. Are we together? All right. So lastly, we gathering user feedback. Gathering user feedback. As a product designer, you shouldn't be scared of feedback. You should know and have the emotional intelligence to gather to what to collect feedbacks. Do you understand? So we use user to what to improve our designs or to improve our what our skill. Do you understand? So guiding user feedback is where testing becomes what actionable. It's how you turn observation into improvement. Let me reiterate that. It's how you turn observation into what? Into improvement. So there are ways to collect feedback. Number one is observation, noting behaviors during tasks. Number two is through via surveys and questionnaires. You ask users what felt easy or confusing, and you ask them to explain. You understand? We collect feedback via interviews, where users can discuss in depth about their experiences. You understand? So they discuss the experiences in detail after the test, and we collect feedback via analytics. Use tools like Google Analytics for quantitative data. And lastly is ability skills. You ask users to rate difficulty or satisfaction. Right now, I don't know if you have seen mobile applications or websites whereby after using it, it's something will just pop up, rate your experience on a scale of 5 on a scale of 10. Do you understand? Has anyone experienced that before? Has anyone seen that before? Okay, wisdom, all right, joy, all right. So that's a method in which they collect feedback. Do you understand? So in a case whereby even in that form or model or that screen, they'll tell you to give more insight or more explanation. Do you understand? They will ask you maybe based on UI or UX. Do you understand? So good feedback questions. What did you find most confusing or difficult? Was there any point you felt lost or frustrated? What did you enjoy most about using the product? How likely are you to use this product again? If you could change one thing, what would it be? So these are good feedback questions you can ask what your users or anyone testing your product. So how do you interpret feedback? You look for patterns. Look for patterns. So if multiple users face the same issue, it's what fixing. You understand? There are some issues whereby it's a particular user that only faced that problem. So it may be maybe due to um is an issue from their end, not necessarily the product. So, but if it's a pattern, probably 4 to 5 users complain same thing. You should probably 3 to 5 users complain the same thing. You should know that it's what fixing. You distinguish between personal preference and what disability problems. Do you understand? Because there are some personal preference. A user can say that okay, this thing, I want this thing should be in blue. Do you understand? So, but if it's a usability problem, a lot of users will complain that this green is not good. Why don't you probably you have to change it? You understand? So you translate feedbacks into actionable design improvement, because that's the goal of the feedback for improvement's sake. You understand? So because good design isn't just created, good design is tested, defined, validated by real users. Good design isn't just created, it's tested, defined, and validated by real users. So that's that on usability testing. Any question before we start designing? Okay, I'll take that as no question. All right. So let's design few screens, and let's design three screens, and we prototype, and we are good to go. So All right, for those that submitted their designs, their assignments, kudos to you. Just keep designing and you keep getting better. All right, so let's have our frame here. Let's have a frame. Mm, let's have a splash screen. Let's rename our. Can you see my screen? All right. So let me fetch my status bar. And I'll paste here. All right. Line take to the top. All right. On my screen, check it out. So I want to design a kind of let's do a kind of hotel just in here. So I want to have import an image of an hotel view. All right. So I want to change the color of my status bar. I want to use this color 071112 of my status bar. All right. So I have my image here of the hotel I'm designing for. Uh, Let me create a rectangle to create a layer. All right. So I change it to my color. Then I reduce the opacity to 70. Use the opacity to 70. I'm doing this because of the text I will be inputting. So just to create an overlay. So sometimes, let me teach another method. In case you don't want to create a rectangle, all you just need to do is click on it and add a color to this add fill color here. Then you can put it to 70. Do you see that? Are we together? Do you see that? That's another method to create an overlay. Instead of just drawing a rectangle again. Do you understand? So that's it. Let's proceed. So I've deleted that one. Let's proceed. Let's have our text here. What name should he give our hotel? What name should he give our hotel? Let me change the font to uh, DM Sans. Someone should give us a name. Who will give us a name? Okay, let's use Dive Hotel. Hotel Transylvania. Oh, that's great. Joy, is that
It's a cartoon, sir.
it's a cartoon? Okay, all right.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
let's have that. Let's have that. Yeah, we have our hotel. This Transylvania, is it sounding? Is it from Czech Republic?
I'm
Um,
not sure, sir.
okay. I said we want to use DM Sans. All right. So DM Sans, we use bold. Let me use extra bold. All right. Yeah. All right. So we have our text here. Our welcome screen. All right. Up to layout. Um, storage. Let's reduce it to 8. 12. Let's see it. 12. Reduce the opacity up. Reduce the opacity to 90. Then let's have an application. Create a frame. set it to 10. That's what we call glassmorphism. That's the glassmorphism. Our shape to be 10. It we do it. Okay. Okay. Let's do a perfect square. So 42. No, let's do it this way. Mm, we have another frame here. To duplicate the frame, duplicate the frame. So I didn't know I've muted it. Jesus Christ. Please, you get what I've been doing since? Okay, all right, thank you. Because I said I noticed my status bar is at the back, so I had to come and drag it to the above the rectangle so that I cannot change the color. You understand? I noticed the status bar is at the back. So let's move to our home screen. So we don't need this. We don't need this. Let's get it back to our color. Back to colors. So let's get our color code. Our color code 93D8F8. 93D8F8. Let me put the color code here. So these are the color code. So let's proceed with our design. So let's change the status back to this. So this is the home page on screen. More. Okay, that's our frame here. That's our frame. Let's say that's how it's 24 to the top, 24 to the right. So bring in our Let's have a menu. Let's have a menu for the phone. Let's have a menu icon. Menu icon. Menu icon should we use? Okay, let's use this. If you want, change the color.
Sir, you've unshared your screen.
Oh, apologies. That's what I'm trying to fix. Can you see my screen now? All right. All right. While looking at my Figma mirror now, I see that this my background color is too bright and I don't really like it. So let me change it to uh, should be the change like that like this. Let me change to F to FFF. This is what I was on Tuesday. All right, so I think we have our menu sorted out. Dates. Let me just to equals 8. Yeah, 8. All right, so I'll have my what's it called? Let me have my this thing. Today. So, true, yes. Then let me look for a picture to use. Let me use my plugin, my content tree plugin. It's content tree. Yeah. Okay. Let's do our edit test. Align to the left. Select here. Change our text color to 07112. Then push on to the 20 to the top. 20 to the top. They will give you the good text. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, um, okay, let's draw out the frame. Give it a corner radius. So, socials. Yeah, sounds nice. Let's look for our search button, our search icon, sorry. Search. Of the layout both system to the left. It's 8 to 3 both of them. Then I reduce the efficiency to 70. Yeah. The measure is well aligned. And then we have the frame two of the same height. Remember we want this. Yeah, this 44, 44. Let me make this one side. Put this one too. So for both of them, should have this. And that's 5. So I have to stay between them. I want to change my icon to kind of a feedback button icon. Okay. I don't want this. The size there. This is 24. This is 24, yeah. and change the text, the icon color. So I'll draw this thing. It should fit. Yeah, here we have our search. Are we together? Are you following? All right. So let's have our please give me a list of uh, hotels rooms, like all these executive. Yeah, okay, we have executive, we have presidential, any other one. Joe, where are you? Like we have this. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, give me a list of. Okay, we have suits. Yeah. So this frame should carry the fake color of the background text. Let's carry the background color with like this. So we now have our stroke, we have our light strokes. It's 20. Because I will want a subtle stroke. Give it its color radius. A regular road. Okay. All right. So in our text, we have what's it called? We have what's it called? So let's have it. We have the streets. What? Well, uh, okay, let's have the regular first. Abby, the glass should be first. All right. So we have the presidential. Please help me. Is presidential ahead of suits or suits is ahead of presidential? We have executive too. Executive. Uh, um, so regular in auto layouts. So show you the size. Yeah. This carry, what is it? It's this one's kind of so yeah. Repeat of layouts, layouts. So I have 8, 12. 8. So for efficiency, we'll just copy this out and put this in auto layout, both of them auto layout. Um, I think that's what I do. Do you have any other standard or standard? I think we have standard too. Standard. So let me extend the frame to fit the width of our parent frame. That's 390. I'm doing this so that I will show you how to do a scrollable prototype. Let me give this spacing 12. Yeah, 12 is too much. It's yeah, it is fine. All right, I think we have. So for this one, we have to turn off the fill color. Let's turn off the fill color. To show that presently we are on regular listing. Your regular screen. All right, so now let's have the what's it called? Let's have the uh let's have the frame here. So frame like this. 16, 8. All right, so we are trying to have our frames here. So let's change that frame to 20. Let's have rounded corners to 20. Our rounded corners to 20. We smoothing it, okay, as we smoothing out. Then let's try to adjust. Let's look out for the height, 24. Sorry, I want to. We have Okay, we have 8. I think 12 will be okay. So we have roof 2, roof 2, minus 2. That's 165, 165. Okay, we have 12. Yeah, 12 is okay. So let's create a style. Let's create a style. Let's create a style. Let's create a style. So, all right. So let's extend our frame. Let's extend our frame so we can have, excuse me. So let's have our images of our so you can go on Flickr to download images. So you can come here and crop it the way you want it, anyhow you want it. Start. I think I've not that. Yeah. So let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's go. I'll go there. Group it. Duplicate. 12. Yeah. Are we together? Are you following? Now let's create our nav bar, our bottom bar. Our bottom bar. Let's create our bottom bar. So for our bottom bar, we have the home. Let's have the home. We have the rooms. Or bookings. We have the what's it called? Favorites. We have the we have for now we have the settings. What is it called? Uh, okay, let's go with this home bookings, favorites, settings, and profile. So your this thing on your or bottom bar should be minimum of five, minimum of four, maximum of five. Understand? All right. So let's have now I'll put our what's it called? Our icons. Icons. I hope you're not tired. All right, let's have our home icon. Let's use this. Let's use this. Bookings. Let's see if you have bookings. So when it comes to icon, you have to make sure it's something they can relate to it. Trying to look for something that can relate to it. Let's go for this. Let's go for it. Settings. for profile, right? Profile. All right, let's start. Kingdom. Kingdom. Let's follow. So you have the people, put them auto layout. Let's have it for to the home. Let it be center aligned. So every tier auto layout set and aligned. I think we have this home is not set well aligned. Okay, and it's because of this. Yeah, yeah. I think I have 4 here. Good two. It's looking far fetched. Yeah, two is okay. Spacing between them two. That's my favorite. In the color. Align two. Yeah, settings. The color settings. Align two. What's the size of my settings? 24. This one is 24. Okay, all right. Two. All right, so put them all of them in auto layouts. Spacing. So we have our bar. Reset. So yeah, so this is in home. Audition should not be active. Let me change them back to trying to reduce the opacity of this one here. Yeah, I think 70 is okay. Yeah, 50 or 60. All right. So, yeah, come hold on. All right. I'll still come back to it. Let me save this as a component. We'll save it as a component. Just call it this component. All right. We're saved. You go back, close it. Let me fetch it from my component here. Set. Let it fetch. Still pretty. All right. So we have let's have our what's it called now? What's the next thing now? Okay, to view a room. Yeah. Check the room booking page. So we can still do a lot on this page, but because of time. So, or while you are doing yours, you can see people like putting details here, either room, ceremony, add a favorite button here, a favorite icon here, and putting the price here. Do you understand? You get that? You get that? All right. All right. So what's next for us to do is to let's have a booking room here. Clear all this. Need all this. So let's have our back button here. Let's fetch our back button. Yeah. So from our back button we have let's have our image here. Let's have our image. Yeah, I think we did 20 rounded colors here. Before this, yeah, before this, let me show you. We have how many tabs here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you name to this one to standard room screen. Room screen. So in case you tap any one of these, just what is it called? You have the presidential room. And we have the executive, yeah, the executive room. So you can change the images as you like. Change these images. Like this one, let's change this one. Or so you now come here, turn on your fill button color, and turn off this to show that this is a present state. Do you get that? So we change the color here. Change the color, we change the fill, let's change the distance. Yeah, let's change the screen. Okay. Let's copy it. Let's fill it first. Okay, I think let's copy it. Let's see first. Okay, incas. Let's find our image here. So let's just change this one. So yeah, let's copy it a bit to have a good look. All right. Place this. Then put up both of them in auto layout. I forgot to do this earlier. Auto layout. Yeah. Let me change this one. So this is for suit, right? Turn off the fill color. turn on the fill color and turn off this one. This for praise, then share, turn it on and turn this off. This for executive. Turn this on. Yeah. So let's continue with our magic. So we have a free color. Yes, I have it here. Our image. Let's use one of the images we have. What's the size of this thing? Is the size okay? The height. The height is the height, so you can have a good view. Let's just set the height to 160. Yeah, 160. Let's have this. Yeah, let's have this image here. Yeah. Let's have this image here. Yes, okay. Yeah. Trying to have so we can have a good view as 200. Let's do 200. So we now have a good property. Let's have a good property for the 60. Okay, so 16. So just change the corner radius 8. Shorten the corner radius. Then let's do our plasmophism. Right. Background layer. This is the new formula. Let's do that form. So this is what we call the plasmophism effect. All right, so okay, let's have it 12, 12. All right, 12 to the left, 12 to the right, and 12 to the bottom too. Yeah. So we have the properties there. You know, how does the room have? I think two. Mm, let's have what again? Hotels, hotels. I just put so called let's have this. Yeah, I think we are done. All right, so let's have it. Choose, strategic form. Okay. Okay. Just put it here. All right, that's too much. 60. Oops. Let's have it here. So, We have two. Mhm. Okay. For me. So we have our view room button there. Well, it's so it's 16 to the right. All right. So because I don't like the way my face is looking, let me see my face. Let me see progressive one. Yeah. Yeah. Because I want the third to be visible because it wasn't visible. So I had to alter my settings here, my background blur settings. So, all right. What else? Let's put the name there. Let's say suit what's suit 306. Yeah, we didn't add this thing here. We didn't add a name here. So let's put a name here. It should be Yes, yes. It is well aligned. Yeah. So give details of our room. Yeah. Shows us to 16. So the report should the top of my village. Um, all right. So we have let's bring down this thing. And put in auto layouts so we can 24, 24. Let's just fancy. Yeah, fancy. So what do we want there? What do we want there? Let's have our core button. In case Joy wants to make a call, let's have a call button here. Let's see. What color? Let's give our call button a good color. Uh, like how will this look like here? Well, this will be good. Okay, let's give our call button this color. Let's give our call button the same color, but this will not change to this. Here, I think our call button is sorted out. They will not give the details of the room. What should we put there? What details should we put there? Um, let's give it our text color. Increase the opacity to 80 or 90. 90 is fine. Two bed, two TV, and a well um so what's it called? What's our data? All right. So we have our text here. Whereby we from students. So we have history. All right. That is description of the room. We have let's have let's copy this here. Here. Students. Let's have it as 24. 16. 16 is okay. Then we duplicate it. Copy everything auto layout. They will now adjust. Yeah. Step. Five star. Mm. Can create your star or you look for a star. This is 24, right? Yeah, 24 is okay. 24 is okay. So just have this well aligned auto layouts. Then we have 4. Yeah, 4. Auto layout these two. So we have 12. Yeah, 12 is okay. Yeah. Are we together? All right. So we have what's it called? We have let's put it in frame 24 to the left, to go to the right. Add a few color. Add a few color of white, our usual white. That should be 42 to this here. Then we have where we put the price. for the price. For the price. Going up at night. Joy, why are you laughing now? Didn't you see the properties? So now for the night, we just want to alight the night, reduce the to regular minus 10. Yeah. Then reduce the opacity to light. So see this. Okay. Let's change it to our fill color here. White and white carries. So then we bring let's have our okay, let's have our bottle here. Let's have our bottle here. Our big loud bottle. Okay. Auto layouts. Let's have it 16. 16. Yeah, I think we are done with that. Done with that. So now let's have our let's have our what is it view room? Let's have our view room. I don't know what happened. Almost your mic and talk to me.
It's getting worse.
It's getting what?
Getting worse.
How do you mean? How do you mean? Talk to me. How do you mean?
We've done like I think 6 frames today. Sir, please let
Hey,
us go and digest that one.
eh,
We need
who
to
else agree
digest
with that? Let's just do the last screen. Let's just do the last screen. Don't worry. Either you design like 20 more than 20 screen. Okay. So for this will be the view room. So I'm doing this for the prototype so we can have a better view of our prototype.
So I can't see your screen. Oh, can you can anyone see his screen?
No, I think he's muted. So.
Okay.
Okay. I think his network is bad. He just left. Eh?
Let's still hang on a little. I believe you join us soon. Um, please, good evening, everyone. Hmm. While we are waiting, I believe many of us here understand and I'm looking for who to disturb. Oh. My network just message. Okay. I'm looking for who to disturb. Oh. My network really messed me up this evening. So who is volunteering? Who should I come to use our DM?
Please don't come to anybody's DM because the way it was going on a very fast speed, very fast speed. We have to go and rewatch the video to understand.
Is there something? Is that true? Is there something? Are you with us? All right.
Joy, talk now.
Joy, how about you? Should I come to your DM?
At this point, I feel like YouTube will be your best teacher.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? So, apologies for the interruption. My system had to restart due to an update automatically. So, I will join back in maybe 2 minutes now. So, aside Adeoti, who else is feeling overwhelmed already?
Sir, I'm in the front.
These are things you still do, especially. And again, I'll be sending a form out now. I'll be sending a form either today or tomorrow, so you can input you can put in the solution you want to design for your mobile application. I want to believe you started your user research. Who has started this user research? Okay, wisdom. Or wisdom, you haven't started because this your answer shows that you haven't. All right, something. So how has it been? Can you just give us some insight so far? Something. Give us some insight so far. How has it been? Which stage are you exactly? Something. We are waiting for you. Okay, okay, okay. All right. You can just put in the chat box. So any other person. So only something has started is a user research. Okay, no problem. When we get to that bridge, we'll surely save out the. You understand? Okay. The research on the clothing brand for occasions. Okay. So what's the problem statement? Wisdom, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Please, I still have issues with my alignment. I don't know if you can just take us through alignment, that alignment stage again. And when you talked about how to align um your work.
Your work, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Knowing the right.
it's basically simple. All you need to do is one, you need to have a good eye for alignment first. You understand? You need to have a good eye for alignment. If you notice that while I was designing the
So
bottom
I
bar,
can't hear you.
okay, you know what? My system is up now. Just give me a few minutes. Let me just check with my system. All right, Wisdom, can you hear me now? All right. So as I was saying that it's pretty simple. First, you need to have a good eye for design, for alignment. Do you understand? Whereby once you see something that doesn't align, you will know via your design eyes. Do you understand? If you notice while I was designing the bottom part the other time, I realized that the home is not well aligned with the icon. The home text doesn't align with the this thing. And it was an auto layout. So automatically I felt like it should align. But I realized that the length of the home of the frame of the text is wider. Do you understand? So AutoLR just aligned it automatically. Do you understand? So I had to just go back and see what is on there. I realized that the frame is kind of the width is longer. Do you understand? So I had to just adjust it to fit the text. Then it aligned properly. Do you understand? That's the first. You need to have an eye for what? Alignment. Secondly, while you're working, you need to work with what? Work with grid system. Work with a grid system. I talked about the grid system last week. Do you understand? So you work with what? A grid system. And again, always check your work for with the Alt key. If you are a window this thing, okay, I'm working with 20. I'm working with this now. I want to align. I want to make sure the left and the right padding are well aligned. I have to just use the press the Alt key, then over my mouse to see if it's 24, 24 to the left and 24 to the right. Do you understand? So once you see a design that is not well aligned, you will know that this thing is not well aligned. So all these things you need to know. Do you understand? You need to just know all these things. So Aditi, you said you are working on a pregnancy tracker for delivery due date. Okay. All right, that's fine. If it's feel it's something people need, it's fine. All right. So for this class, once I'm done with this screen, tomorrow we'll do the prototype. We'll do the prototype and look at designing a simple website and a mobile responsiveness. So I'll leave you to work on the few screens we have. Do you understand? So do your own before tomorrow, so we can have the prototype. So, but let me design the last screen, which is the view room screen, which is the view room screen. All right, let's have it. Let's change this to the view room screen. Right, for the view room, I want to see the room. Let me just have it change this whole thing to image. Select this particular room. Where is this particular room? So we have the particular room now. See, let's see. All right. So let's have our back icon here. 24. So, but this is not the back icon we want to use. We have let's have our cancel icon. Our cancel icon. Let's have this. Yeah, let's have this. Make it 24. Change the text color to Then we align. Mm, we- This just a good work. Let's work. So let's maintain this white. Then we give it a stroke. C4, C4, C4. Then put it 0.3. Can you see the back button, the cancel button? Is it visible from the side?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. All right. So that's it for the room. Then let's have something we add in our home icon. Yes, something like this. Let's have something like this. Then we have our, what's it called? Yeah, let's have this here for our call to support. Change the color. Okay. There we align it to the center. All right. Let's make it 100 to the bottom. All right. And we are what? We are done. We are done. Our skills are really, really, really good. So that's that for our design today. So tomorrow, looking at, so once you click Control C for your copy, you right click and you see paste here. You just paste here, or you Control V. Depend on how you want to use it. Depending on how you want to use it. Do you understand? So if I have a test here, let me say I have a test here. Do you understand? I have a test here. And I want to use it in another place. All I just need to copy this test, then paste here. I have it pasted here. But in a case where I want to copy this one here, let's say I have another one here. Let's say I have this thing here, and I want to have it here. Once I copy it, I'll just come here, highlight everything by double clicking, then I Control V. So it depends on how you want to use. Do you understand that? So, any question before we call it a wrap tonight? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? For those that are yet to turn in their assignment, you still have till 11:59 to turn in your assignment on UI design. And again, I put a this thing, a link, two links to for you to know more about material design guidelines and human-centered design guidelines. So go to your Google Classroom, you see the links there and know more about the guidelines. That is the material design for Android and the human design for iOS and Mac OS. You understand? So, any question before we call it a wrap tonight? I'm sure you can see that product design is sweet and easy. So it's very easy once you put in the work. You can see the way we are duplicating the skill.
And mentally stressful, so
We are mentally stressed.
I said it's sweet and easy and also mentally stressful.
And there's no work that is not mentally stressful. If you want to collect the money, you put in you have to, one thing about tech is that you sacrifice one for one. So if you want financial stability, you will sacrifice your mental stability. Do you understand? But the reality is, why chasing financial stability? Why sacrificing your mental stability? There's no guarantee that financial stability will be on 100, but you still have to keep striving. You understand? But you see that mental stability, it will what? It will put it in the mud. It will touch it. You understand? But don't flinch. Don't flinch. All right, wisdom, you have the floor.
Okay, so it's not really a question. Please, I want you to just take us through this auto alignment stuff again, because while designing today I was like really struggling with this auto alignment. At some point I couldn't move some things that once you click auto alignment, some things can be adjusted just like that, except everything moves together. So I don't know, just help us go through it again so that I'll have a better understanding, especially if I've already grouped things and then use my auto edit.
More wisdom, I think
Yeah, I'm having confusion.
the last part of your explanation, I didn't get that. He said especially when you are grouping things, you can continue from there.
Especially when like this trans whatever and the bottom texts together. Now, if I use auto alignment for these two texts and I want to not this part though.
So did you mention a part? I think I
Yes,
lost. Where exactly?
the okay, the second page. I mean the
Which
second
side?
page that's the
This
home.
page?
Yes, sir. So just like these two texts are together now, let me use it as an example. Or
Okay.
all the content here. If I use
Okay.
auto alignment for all of them
Mm, mm,
and I want to probably edit just the second text, that's the one that
mm,
has welcome to hotel, and
mm.
everything I'm doing is affecting the rest. I was really struggling to undo that, and so that I can be able to edit that particular one I want to edit.
All right. So when you are using auto layout, just like I said, that auto layout helps your workflow be efficient because it helps you to automatically align things, sizes, and everything. So let's say that let me ungroup this now, and I'll put this one in auto layout Shift A to understand. Whatever you are doing, it will be automatically aligning it. To understand? It will automatically align. So most times, if you want to do any changes, make sure you ungroup first. Ungroup first. Then make any adjustments you want to adjust. Then auto layout it back. You understand? So, and most times, if you are not good with auto layout, it can be frustrating. I won't lie about that. It can be frustrating. All you just need to be calm, to know your settings very well. Okay, let's say that I want to, after this one now, I have to. So one thing about auto layout is this. You can see that. Let me ungroup this one now. I want to auto layout all these things. This one is separate. These two, they are separate. If I should auto layout 1, 2, 3, can you see what happens? But that's not what I want. You understand? So I will auto layout the one that is what by proximity, by interest, collecting lifetimes. You understand? I will auto layout there. This is what I want here. I will first auto layout this. You understand? Because these two, they are together, one family. The body test and the what header, they are one family. This one is one family. It's a button. You understand? So I will auto layout this first, then I auto layout this one next. You understand? So I have to auto layout. So whatever settings I'm putting, it will only affect this one, this text as one family, and this one as one family. You understand? So whatever you do, you just need to understand it. You need to understand how you use your auto layout. If not, you just find that why is this thing not aligned? Why is it giving me different alignments? It's not the auto layout, it's you. Do you understand? So you know, just go and lie on the auto layout's head for nothing. The auto layout will just be looking at you.
Thank you very much, sir. This thing really stressed my head today. Oh.
Yeah,
Ah,
so
God.
sorry about that. So sorry
Thank
about
you,
that.
sir.
Yeah. So any other question? Okay, in the absence of no question, all right, see you tomorrow in class. And all right, something. Okay, tomorrow. All right, no problem then. God keep us. All right. So
Sir,
yeah, you have the floor.
yeah, please. Will this video be available for us tomorrow morning? Like, or
Ah,
would like to go through it again?
I, you guys should talk to your operation manager about that one. Oh. I can't say. I can't say.
Ah,
Well,
I
you
wonder how
guys,
I wonder how we're going to achieve this whole thing. Oh.
you guys can speak with your operation managers, or better still, you just kind of still find your way around it roughly tomorrow. So once we are done with everything, then we can now start. But you can still lay your hands on one or two things. You know. So the goal
Okay,
is
sir.
not
So
the goal
please,
is
when
not
we are
perfection.
recreating it,
All right, John, you have the floor.
please, when we are doing it, do we have to use the exact same pictures you used, or we can just use random
No, no, no,
pictures?
not at all. You can use whatever picture you feel like using. You can just go to free pick or splash, get whatever picture you want to use. It's not a must use even the name. Like you gave me the name, you can use another, you can have another special and put in another name. It's not a must.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. So, as I was saying, the goal is not perfection. The goal is what? You just doing something and getting better, getting feedback to improve. Do you understand? So once the video is out, you can now start kind of even it's not even for perfection because perfection is a journey. Do you understand? It's something you keep doing, trying to get at. So you just keep getting better. Just make sure that there's growth. Growth is happening. I'm better than yesterday. Do you understand? So that's just the goal. Any further question before we call it a night? All right. So, and again, if you need to, in this journey, don't be shy to ask questions. Don't be shy to ask questions. Ask questions in class, off class, anywhere. Just ask questions. Do you understand? Because it's very needed. You understand? If not, you feel like you are doing the right thing, and whereas it's the wrong thing. Do you understand? So ask questions. It's very important.
So please, the I think the Slack platform makes it really hard to ask questions because you ask question nobody answers on Slack like that.
Wow. Class rep, what's happening? Is on something. What's happening?
So we do try our best to respond, especially Samson is always responding when I'm not active. In fact, he responds mostly more than I do. Except maybe after responding in the reply section, they are not seeing the responses. But we are trying our best to respond to the ones we can respond, sir.
Okay, all right. So what I was saying now, next time moving forward, in case there is no one to answer, just tag me to the question. Just tag me to the question.
Okay, sir.
So
Or
something,
can
so
we
something, so, sorry, Joy. Something in case the question is just something you cannot answer, just tag me to it. All right, Joy, you have the floor now.
oh sir, can we create a WhatsApp group?
I think that part has been discussed and finalized. Am I correct? Something and wisdom.
You're right, sir.
So that has been that a WhatsApp group can shouldn't be created aside the channel that has been created on WhatsApp. But if there are any questions, drop it on Slack, tag me to it. I will definitely respond. Do you understand? So Samson, you said someone asked you about animation. Don't worry, we'll look at it tomorrow. I thought we'll be able to look at it tonight, but we'll look at it tomorrow. God willing.
Sir, please, I just want to bring to your notice that on the hero section I designed, I wasn't able to do the animation that was on the page. Oh.
I didn't ask you to do any animation. I just said you should design the hero section.
A lot of things happened on that hero
Okay,
section.
so
I'll not even like.
Don't worry. It's because of a lot of things will happen in most of the design you will design. That's why we are starting to do. So as much as you are interacting with it and you feel like it's we designed it and you can see that you two can do it. If you can do it, you two can do it. So it's just a matter of determination and being open to learning. Do you understand? So that's just it. A lot of I would like a lot of things happen to yeah, on that question. A lot. So it
Please,
was I I
please, you can check the first page I did because I think you wrote a comment, but I could not respond to it
okay.
from the
Because
email side.
I was kind of looking like what happened? Which one should I review exactly?
You can just review the
Right,
first
it's
one.
okay, all right, it's fine. It's fine. So once again, everyone that did the hero section assignments, you guys really tried and you can only get better from here. You understand? So tomorrow, God willing, we'll be looking at the prototyping practical. We'll be looking at designing a simple web uh, hero section and uh, designing the mobile responsiveness of that hero section. So put it at the back of mind that you still design the mobile responsiveness of that Dive Africa web uh hero section website. You understand? So it's very important. Mobile responsiveness is very important because you'll be asked to design a mobile responsiveness of your website, most especially the home page. You understand? The full landing page. Or we can start with the hero section for now. So any other question? All right, in the absence of no other questions, so in the absence of questions, so let's call it a night and keep getting better and do have a lovely night rest. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Once again. Everyone don't drop. Mr. Sunday, are you there, sir? Don't go. Good news. Please, can you hear me? Why are they not talking?
I don't think he can hear you.
Okay. Since you can't hear me, then maybe I'll just drop what I want to drop in your DM. All right. Good night.
Good night. Thank you for today. Bye.